Thanks for joining us tonight. For the first time, we are hearing from the family of the teen who is the sole survivor of that shooting that killed two Hunter High School football players.
And thankfully tonight, the family of Ephraim Asiata says the news is good. Jeremy Harris is at Intermountain Medical Center in Murray live for us tonight. And Jeremy, this teenage boy has had so much support.
Yeah, Brian and Mallory, Ephraim Asiata's family has literally been outside of the hospital around the clock since he was brought here 10 days ago. Tonight, they wanted to share a message with the community. There's no sign of support greater than physically being there. And while hundreds of friends and family couldn't go inside the hospital with Ephraim Asiata, they could surround the whole hospital with their love.
On behalf of our family, we just wanted to say thank you to the community.
Today, Ephraim's cousin, Muka Atiga, spoke publicly on behalf of Ephraim and his parents.
He's so optimistic. He's always been that way, though. He's a confident kid.
He says Ephraim has now been moved out of the ICU and is improving every day.
They were able to move him onto a wheelchair, and so he was able to kind of take a little tour of the hospital a little bit.
Ephraim and his friends Paula, Tahi, and Tivani Lopati were all shot as they were walking near Hunter High during the lunch break on January 13th. West Valley City Police quickly located the suspect, a 14-year-old boy, and detectives recovered the gun they say was used to shoot the teens. Paul and Tivani did not survive.
Those families we hurt for.
Muka says he knows this whole situation is a tragedy for everyone who loves these boys and for the West Valley community. While grieving will be a process, today Ephraim's family just wanted to say thank you to everyone who's supporting them.
To let them know that he's doing well, but to let them know that we're super grateful and that we feel those prayers and all the support.
Now, Ephraim's family says that his siblings have even been doing their schoolwork from cars here in the hospital parking lot just so they could be as close to him as possible. As for the suspect in all of this, West Valley City Police say he's a 14-year-old boy as well. We are expecting charges to be filed against him soon, and prosecutors have indicated they do want to charge him in adult court. But neither in court documents nor from the police have we heard anything about what the possible motive was for that shooting. We have fundraiser information up for all three victims on KUTV.com. Reporting live in Murray, Jeremy Harris, KUTV 2 News.
Good evening and thanks for joining us for 2 News at 10. A light and a joy. That's how loved ones of 15-year-old Paul Tahi described the Hunter High student as they laid him to rest today. I'm Brian Malachy.
And I'm Mallory Moore. His funeral comes just over a week after the shooting that also took the life of another teenage boy, a third one still in the hospital tonight. Daniel Woodruff is live in West Valley. And Daniel, I'm sure the entire community is still trying to make sense of this tragedy.
Yeah, really difficult situation, Mallory and Brian. All three teens who were victims of this shooting attended school here at Hunter High. Today, loved ones gathered to say goodbye to Paul Tahi, and they shared with us the things about him that they'll remember the most. A motorcycle procession escorting the body of 15-year-old Paul Tahi from the funeral home in Riverton to his final resting place in West Valley.
He was a very loving person. He put others before himself.
He was kind of like the party of the family. So it's him being gone, it's like you could feel it.
Paul and 14-year-old Tivani Lopati were both killed in a shooting near Hunter High School last Thursday. A third teen, 15-year-old Ephraim Asiata, is in the hospital.
He was the epitome of family.
Paul's Aunt Shannon remembers time spent with her nephew during COVID quarantine.
We would walk the dog, make TikTok videos. We just spent a lot of time together. I carry his memory with me and the thought of him.
It's difficult to say goodbye anytime, especially when a life is cut so short. But Paul's family and friends say they'll remember him in their hearts, especially his big personality and love of family.
A forever Paul's world. Love you, brother.
We miss you, Paula. Miss you, Paul.
He was really his parents' heart, his mom and his dad. He was the heart of their family, and he'll be missed.
Now, there's still that third teenage victim who was shot. He survived that, but he's in the hospital recovering, Ephraim Asiata. We're told that a family spokesperson for the Asiata family will be speaking tomorrow at the hospital in Murray where the teen is being treated. We'll cover that and have that for you tomorrow here on Channel 2 and, of course, KUTV.com. Reporting live outside Hunter High in West Valley City, Daniel Woodruff, KUTV 2 News.
A rare sight at the last state school board meeting, a student speaking out on behalf of themselves and their peers, taking their perspective straight to the decision makers. Chris Jones and the Crisis in the Classroom team got this exclusive interview with M. Judkins, a senior at Ben Lomond High School in Ogden.
Guys, the question of whether or not students could change their pronouns became a topic of conversation for the Utah State Board of Education back in November. Now they are working on some basic guidelines on how schools should treat transgender and non-binary kids.
It's been taboo to get that support.
M goes by they, them. We spoke to M.
I have two major concerns.
After they'd given their statement to the state board in a public comment period.
And I think the only statement that we need to be making in regards to this is that student lives are valuable.
When we're talking about pronouns or...
One issue the board is grappling with, whether a parent must be notified if their child requests a name change or a different pronoun to be used while in school.
Asking a student who is questioning their identity to have parental support in order to ask for some basic respect for how they want to be addressed at school is dangerous and irresponsible.
Proponents of parental rights think this is an affront to their relationship with their child and have testified in front of the board.
Schools displace families as the main definer and transmitter of personal and social values. This is unacceptable to parents.
Not a formal change.
But M says that depending on a student's home situation, a parent notification process could affect a student's home life if the parent isn't ready to accept it. In the very worst scenario, M says it could lead to more youth suicides.
It's these youth that don't have support at home that are the most vulnerable and that we should be trying to protect and to support.
M says it's important for students to find adults at school that they can trust and confide in, and those adults should be able to judge the situation student by student.
Through inclusive policies, student suicide rates can be lowered, and the state board has that power right now. I'm grateful for the attention that the state board has given already to LGBTQ inclusion, but there's a long way to go, and I'm excited to see that progress being made.
Now guys, the board has been debating this issue for about 3 months. They are also looking at some of the policies in place across the country. Guys, back to you.